Great, in this video we'll be looking at how to use keys and how the keys can unlock different parts of the level, and then once we get to a certain amount it'll turn the portal on and then we can go through the portal and then go to the next level. So we've done the next level side of things, but we don't know how to change the maze up a little bit every time we collect a key. Before I do that, I realized last video I forgot to do something. So I want to put in an event, and when I receive the next backdrop, so I need to put in an if. So if the level is equal to number 2, I want to not start exactly where I touched the portal, don't I? So I want to put in an equals, click on variables, click on the backdrop number. So if we're now on to number 2, I don't want to start, because remember this is where I'm hitting the portal right here. I don't want to start there. I want to sort of maybe start down here somewhere. So maybe I'll click on backdrops, click on backdrop number 2. Maybe for now I'll just hide the maze. Actually, no, maze will be helpful. But remember, you might need to decide where you want to start, and we know over here the first part of the maze is the top, so we want to go here. If you can see at 2.2, that's where we have our first little invisible bit that's see-through. So I would probably want to start somewhere down here. So now if I click on maze 2 and click on show, we want to just quickly with your eyes gaze, if I started somewhere here on the left of this line, can I still make it to that spot? Yes, you can. So I can get up there. So I'm all good to start. If I bring this little purple guy about here, that looks good to me right there. So then in the code, I'm saying when I get to level 2, motion go to -9, -160. So it's going to start here and hide the things. That's good. So let's test it out. Hit play. Oh, where's my portal gone? Oh, I've clicked on hide. There you go. So I've clicked on play. I'll try again. Drag my guy over here. Use my arrow keys to get it. Once I touch it, it disappears, and the next level begins. And behind it, the life cycle's there. So that is working fine. Oh, hit start. There you go. We're back to start. Brilliant. So I think that is a good start. Maybe just like how we had here, we sort of future-proofed it and looked at level 2, 3, 4, and 5. We may as well do that for these as well. So when the backdrop is number 3, we'll hide it, and when it's when it's 4, we'll hide it, and then the 5th one was the last screen. So when it's the 5th one, we'll hide it. I think that's handy to do. Brilliant. Now we're up to the keys. So I'm going to again choose a sprite instead of drawing it, and I'm going to click here and type in key, and there we go, we got a key. I'm going to click on, where is it? Here it is. I might just bring it to a spot on the map. I'm going to click on costumes, and here I'm going to click on the arrow, and I don't really like these little starry bits, so I'm going to just delete them. Yep, and then I think it'd look nicer if it was rotated. I like it upside down. If I hold shift, it should snap into place as 180 degrees. And then I just make sure it's definitely centered. Oops. Another shortcut is Control A on your keyboard to make sure it highlights absolutely everything. That looks good. Costume's called key. The thing over here is called key. I might call it key 1 just in case. And we are good to get cooking. So at the start of the game, events, when we click on the green flag, we want to hide it. We don't want it to appear in level 1. We only want it to play. Oh, if I clicked hide again. Okay, so I'm just making sure I've clicked on show for all of them. Show. Okay, now it's automatically hidden it because it's level 1. It's only going to appear in level, well, I haven't told it when to appear, it's just hiding. We do want it to appear in level 2, backdrop number 2. So this is how we'll do it. Because the key isn't necessarily always caring about if it's next backdrop's turn or not, we don't want to have a when next backdrop is when we receive it. Instead, we want to just be always checking this thing. So we're going to go to control and go forever. So we want it to be forever checking these things. We want to put in an if. Operators, we want to go to the equal sign again. So we're going to say if it is level 2, so if it's backdrop number 2, let's go in variables. So if we're going to go to backdrop number 2, we want it to show. So click on looks and then show. So let's test that out. So we hit the green flag. I move around. Imagine that I'm using my keys and going really quick. Woohoo! Yeah. And then once they let go, it's now shown it. It's appeared, and I've started here. Good as gold. Let's just pause the game here. If I hit stop, hopefully it stays. Good. So right now it's pretty big, isn't it? And we wanted to remember our first circle was somewhere up here with the adult kangaroo. So I want to be somewhere up here. Let's just put it here for now. I'm going to go back into the costumes, highlight everything, so Control A on my keyboard, and I'm going to shrink it down a bit so it fits nice and snug in that spot. It still looks a little big. Yeah. Alright, I think that looks good to me. But because I haven't clicked stop, sorry, I haven't hit, oh no, I have hit stop, so I think it should actually tell me the correct, because remember if it's in play still, it may not tell you exactly the right location, but as we hit stop, it should tell us the right location here. So 12 and 105. So when we click on show, we want to go to 12, 105. Brilliant, so it's going to appear here. All right, so now once we touch it, what do we want it to do? Well, we'll go back into the player. And here we had if touching the portal, we want to go to next backdrop and change the backdrop. We're going to want something very similar, so I'm going to click on duplicate. Just for now, I have it on the side here. Maybe make some space. Instead of touching the portal, we want it to, when we're touching the key, we want it to, well, we don't want it to change the backdrop, because that's already going to happen. And we don't want it to change the number of backdrop. Delete that. What we want it to do instead is change the key number. We're wanting to count the keys. So whenever we get a key, it'll open up a certain thing. And then let's say for now, key number 4 or key number 5 will then open up, make the portal appear so we can go through it. So I'm click on make a variable and I'm going to call it key number. And again, I want to be all sprites just in case they need to access the number. So I've got a key number. Now we're going to go change the key number by 1, just like we did with the backdrop. So it's the same thing. We're going to need to have a set at the top and have set the key number to 1. Again, I want to start on number 1 because this is the first key. And then, yeah, that should be fine. So we're going to have, bring it down here just underneath the portal. So it's forever checking. If we touch the key, change the key number by 1. All right. So in keys, we want to say if the backdrop is number 2, then do this. Let's make it a little bit more foolproof. So let's go to controls and do another if. Now I'm going to do something a bit tricky here and put it in between the show and the go to. So I want to put it just under the backdrop number. What I'm wanting to do is we want to say if it's backdrop 2 and key number 1, then we want it to show. So I'm sort of checking two things. I'm saying if it's backdrop number 2 and we've got 1 key on the screen, this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go to controls and I'm going to put it the equals one again. Variables, this time we're doing key rather than backdrop. And if we're doing key number 1, we want it to show. Okay, so let's test that out, see if it still works. So we're on key number 1. Why is the portal not appearing? We haven't gone to show. That's a bit tricky. So there you go. So we've got when I receive next backdrop, we want to show, not hide. Whoops. Oh no. No, that's all correct. What we want to do at the start of the game is to show it. So just at the green flag, because that's level 1, and here's level 2, level 3, level 4. So level 1 we want to show, the rest we wanted to hide because there's no key on level 1. That's helpful. All right, so we bring it here, that works, and it's appeared at the right spot. And so far we haven't told it to do anything when we collect it. So next thing, I'm gonna hit stop, move to the keys, and we want that if the key changes to number 2, we want it to go to another spot. So looking at our backdrops here, we're wanting it to go to somewhere to the right or down here where there's the factor number 2. And if we look at the maze, we can see this will be what the maze will look like, and they're going to want to go to down here somewhere because this bit will appear. So we want to put the key somewhere down here. So if we go back to 2.1, I'm just going to drag the key, and we want it to be, again, as I said, somewhere down in that corner. So here. Just checking though. Let's record that number, and then we'll double check we definitely can get there. So I was over here somewhere, just bringing my mouse down. Oh no, actually I need to go up and go down across to here. Oh, I can't get there. Maybe this bit will be blank. Let's see. So for now, because if you know what I mean, the maze, remember we delete some of it, so maybe we can fit there. I'm not confident, so for now, let's just put in the number. So just put in go to, so then I don't forget what number it is. So this is the number we want to check if it can go there. So I'm just picturing in my head it's about there. We'll click on maze, go to the costume, click on 2.2, so this is where the next maze is. Let's see if we can definitely get there from this kangaroo. So if we go down this right hand side, yes, you can make it. Brilliant. So it does work. Good. I'm glad we checked. So go back to the key, and if we right hand click the if key number 1 and duplicate it, we've got, instead of go to 12.105, we want to go to 172 minus 103. We're going to put that right under this if. So it's saying if the backdrop is 2 and it's key 1, do this, and if it's key number 2, we want to do this. So that's good. Then for number 3, well, again, I might want to click on the maze and click on costumes and try number 3. So this is what the maze will look like. I know the next one was somewhere down here because there's a picture and a fact over in this corner. So again, if I just quickly use my mouse and just see, so I could go here, that looks a bit easy, so maybe I'll try up this route and go down here. I don't know, maybe like here or here looks good, so let's just drag the key to about here. I like that, that looks challenging. So then in the code, we'll put in the go to, so I don't lose it. Click on duplicate, put that under here. This is key number 3, so when we're key number 3, instead of going there, we're going here. I actually don't need the show, now I'm thinking of it, because it's already showing. I just needed to do the show at the very first one. So I'm just going to pull out the show, because that's just needing, what am I saying? It's needless. Great, we got step number 3. So then if we go to maze and go to the next one and go back to the code, I can see, well, now I'm going to go here and I know the next picture's here and the information in the corner here. So if I bring the thing, and I remember imagining the character maybe going up this little zigzaggy bit and then down, so maybe they could go here possibly. I don't think I can get anywhere here, so I can't put it up there. So let's just, that looks good there. So I'm going to put in the go to, duplicate this one, and we've got key number 4, go to that spot. Brilliant. When it's key number 4 or above though, sorry, 5 or above, then we want it to be hidden. So maybe I'm going to have another if, so I'm going to go control, because we don't want any more keys to appear then. So then I'm going to say if, and I'm going to have the greater than symbol. So this is greater than, it's the greater than symbol. So we want to have variables. If the key is greater than 4, so that's 5 or more, then we want it to hide. Alright, so let's test that. So I'll hit the green flag. Again, remember, we'll use the the keys to move through, but for now, while we're testing it, I'll just drag it. So I'm going to bring it to here. Hopefully, I'll just let go here. Hopefully the key number will go to number 2 when I touch it, and then it'll move. Brilliant, it did. And remember, this part of the level will disappear. So imagine that it's disappeared. We'll code that in a second. Touch it here. Good, that section of the level will disappear. Then we'll go to this one. It should go to key number 4, and that should disappear. And then key number 5, we made it go hide. Beautiful. So that is working exactly how we want it. So the next thing we're going to need to code is have the different parts of the maze disappear. And then when it gets to key number 5, we'll want to have the portal appear somewhere. So let's do the maze first. So we've got, if the backdrop is 2, switch it to maze number 2.1. Then we're going to want another if, and just with the same as the key, we might do the exact same thing. So if we go backdrop is 2, and if the key is 1, then we'll go to 2.1, I think is what we'll do. Not that you have to, you can skip this, at least this first one, as long as you do it for all the other ones, it's important. But we're just going to do it for the first one, just so it looks nice and neat. So we got, if it's backdrop number 2, which it is, number 2, and keys number 1, right now it's 5, you ignore that, because when we hit the green flag it would be 1, it'll go to 2.1. So then if we duplicate this, and put it just under this if statement, oh, well, there you go, it's just moved to key 5, so it's all getting confused, so that's okay. So key number 2, then we'll go to 2.2, so that'll go to the part of the maze where part of it's disappeared. Then we'll go to key number 3, and go to 2.3, and then we'll go to key number 4, go to maze 2.4, and then the last one, when it's key number 5, we want to go to the last part of the maze. If you have a different amount of numbers, then you'll just do it to however many you need. So hit green flag, let's test it. So we've got touching the portal, it'll turn it to this. Now touching the key, it should move the key and go to the next maze where that part's missing. Same thing, if we touch the key, the number should go up. It should move the key and things should disappear. And that's correct. The next one, it should make this part disappear. Let's check. It did. Then this part disappear. Beautiful. And finally, when we get to key number 5, we want the portal to appear. So hit stop, move to portal. For now, I'm just going to make it show. Bring it to where I want it. So let's go center 0, and let's just go 0, enter. So it'll bring it to the middle. Brilliant. So we're going to have an if forever, because it's not when I'm receiving anything, it's just going to have to always check it. So control forever, and then if inside the forever. So if it's level 2, backdrop 2, and we're on key 5, we want it to show. So we're going to put in an and. So we've got this. Not that you have to, like you could just have when it's key 5 show, but this is just in case there's any bugs in the game, it'll make sure those bugs are squished. So we're going to have if, I think we want 2 equals, won't we? So we want to have if the backdrop is 2 and the key is 5, or even maybe to future proof, the keys are greater than 4, just like we had before. Then we can show it. So I'll fix it up now. So we've got variables. We've got if the backdrop is equal to 2, and then the key number is over 4, which means it will be 5 or more, then it'll appear. So let's try that out. Let's test. So it's blank to start with. That's good. Then it's still blank because it's now key 2, key 3, key 4, key 5. It's over 5 and it's over here. Uh-oh, what happened? Let's click on the portal and see. So backdrop 2. Oh, we didn't put in go to 0, 0. So show and go to 0, 0. We want it to be in the center. There you go. Now it's there. Brilliant. Now we're going to have when the player touches the portal, broadcast next backdrop and change backdrop by 1. So this will go to number 3. It'll go to the next one because we already coded that. And now we're going to need to decide where it's going to go. So duplicate. So backdrop number 3 now, because it's going to turn to 3. We're going to work out where it needs to go. So I'm going to click on backdrops. Click on backdrops. Go do this. So this is what it will look like. And then in the level, we'll want to click on number 4.1. Wait, so we're on 3, aren't we? 3.1. So we need to see what it looks like. So it's going to have this on the back, this on the front. And we're going to need to decide where it's going to go. So if I click on maze 3.2, it's got rid of this corner here. The next one's here, next one's there, next one's there. All right, so that means we want to start somewhere in this little corner of the map. So if, let's say we started here, can we get to that spot? We can. Great, and then we'll go somewhere up here, and then somewhere here, somewhere. That looks good. So let's make this appear. So why is it not in front of me? Let me hit stop, hit play, hit stop again. There you go. So we're gonna start about here, I think. So we're wanting to go code when it's backdrop 3. We want to, instead of going to -9, we're going to go to -67. I'm just going to manually type it in rather than bring it over. Even though, oh, actually no, I can just bring it over. Cool. And we're back to our original step. So then finally, we just want to make sure, oh, if I hit play, I think it'll disappear. I think we're back to our original step. So now you can rinse and repeat and do all these steps again. And as far as I can think, oh, why didn't it move? So we've got to go maze. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, there you go. So we just got to rinse and repeat. So if backdrop is number 3 and the key is number 5, we then want to switch the costume to 3.1. So I'm going to actually duplicate this whole thing and just bring it down. I'm not going to put it in yet, but we're going to go, if it's number 3 and it's key number 5, we'll go to 3.1. And then if it's key number 6, and if it's key number 7, key number 8. Anyway, you're going to test it yourself. I don't think I'll need that many keys. I don't think. I'll just, do I even have a backdrop 0.5? 3.5. I do have 3.5, so no, I do need it. So you go into it yourself. So I'll need a number 9 then. And I'll change all these to the 3s. And then when I'm done, 3.4, 3.5. When I'm done, I just want to put it right under this bit. So we don't want to be inside of if it's backdrop 2. So I've just put it right here where there's nothing inside of the if backdrop is 3. So that should work. And then I'll do that for number 3 and I'll work out where the keys need to go. And then I'll need to duplicate and do it for backdrop number 4. And so on and so forth. I think we are done. I believe I said that we were going to do the video that was just, did I say we're going to do just moving to next level and then keys next level? I'm not sure. But anyway, we've gone through a lot of information here. Hopefully you've learned a lot. I think the next video, we will do some finishing touches and make sure the game is looking spick and span. But well done today.